Well, hello everyone. My name is Cynthia Rowland,
And I'm Jackie Silver,
and together we are the
the
Ageless
Ageless Sisters.
Sister. Happy New Year, Miss Silverstone.
Happy New Year! How you doing?
We're doing great over here in cold Oklahoma. I guess it's cold in Florida.
It was down to 35 degrees in Tampa, Florida today.
Did you give away all your sweaters when you moved from New York to Tampa?
Luckily, no, but we also have heat in the house. So
Well,
that's
having
good. I
heat
worry
in the house.
more about the pets, people's pets, because they're not used to being in this cold weather. You know, these people with their pets, they leave them outdoors. Hopefully, they're
Yes.
finding a warm, cozy spot to curl up.
Yes, I hope that for them as well. We're very cognizant of our dog Bosco because he loves to go out and romp around, but we only let him, stay out just a few minutes at a time when it's below freezing. Well, this is our second day above freezing in like a week.
Does he
So
wear
it feels like
boots?
a heat wave.
Does he wear boots on his little paws?
No, he doesn't have any boots and he doesn't have a sweater either. Maybe I should get him a sweater. That would be kind of cool. But in
He,
Oklahoma, dogs with sweaters are not looked on particularly with fondness, I would imagine.
well, I know he does have a hand knit scarf though.
Yes, he does, that he loves to throw up in the air and wiggle around with his face. He likes to bury his teeth in it. So, Jackie, here it is, the new year. I made my resolution. I resolved to be better this year than I was last year. Okay?
Better at
And
what?
everything, everything. I
Okay.
want to be the best that the best could be. And there's an affirmation that years ago I used to say all the time, and that is every day in every way, I am better and better. Now, if you say that a few times every day out loud, certainly that does something to your subconscious brain and your conscious brain to make you more aware of how you are toward everybody else. So I want to give up the snottiness and the cattiness and all of that. But I fell off the wagon first thing this morning, so doggone it.
I have never known you to be snotty and catty, so I
Well,
think you're maybe putting pressure on yourself.
okay, well, I'm glad you said that because I don't really want to ever be snotty and catty to
You're
anybody. But
not.
somebody once told me that I was the worst acting person to waiters and waitresses, and I'm always thinking, me, really, truly? Because so now I always say, may I, and I would like, very calm words and not be overbearing with anything.
Well, you know what? I like that resolution, and I made a anti-resolution this year.
An anti-resolution?
Well, put it this way. I made a resolution that is the opposite of most people's resolution. Most people, the number one resolution is to get fit and healthy, right? That's proven. It's
Yes, prove it.
statistics out the door for that fact. Okay, I'm already healthy, but I made a decision to actually not work out as much as I have been for the last few years because we've talked about this before. We play racquetball, we go bowling. I never thought bowling was a workout, and neither does anybody else when you say I go bowling. But, I realized I'm lifting a 12-pound ball over and over and over again for more than an hour.
With only
And,
one arm.
right, well, no, you use two. So it's nice
Oh,
and balanced.
mhm.
And the owner of the bowling center where we are on a league, he told me that 3 games of bowling, you walk a mile. I mean, who knew, right?
Who knew? That's a good thing to know. Well, no wonder you're so fit, but you also play like 5 games of racquetball every other day using another. I mean, seriously, I think about your repetitive motion here. Bowling, yes, you might balance your ball, but it's coming back using your right shoulder and arm. Same way with racquetball, because I know you smack that ball at 100 miles an hour.
Yes, but guess what?
What?
about 2 years ago, we decided that we wanted to be more balanced. My husband and I, we're both Geminis, so there's four of us. We decided that since we bowl right-handed, we switched to left-handed racquetball. First week, I couldn't do anything. I felt like I was like in kindergarten. And now I play better left-handed than I do right-handed. So
Oh,
we're so balanced.
oh my goodness, that's amazing news. So that means you're really working the other side of your brain when you have
Right.
switched sides like that. So, wow, you must be feeling very creative these days.
I am.
There you go. Yes. Because when you're working like your right side, you're working your left side. Your right side is your creative side, I think. I forget. It's been so many years since I've studied.
I don't know.
Well, so Jackie and I, for you that are watching, we talk, well, we text
A lot.
hundreds of texts, probably a week, maybe even 1,000, who knows? Because that's our best communication. So Jackie's always coming up with these wonderful ideas on how to do this, how to do that. And we forgot to take down these phones today. Oh, I'm so sorry. So Jackie, you recently had, here, Howard, take this. You recently put together a list of things that we were just talking about if you're over 40, what in the world do you do to look great over 40?
Well, we were sitting around, you and I, talking and brainstorming like we always do. And we said, what do women over 40, how are they different? How are we different in our 40s than we were in our 30s and our 20s? And I just came up with three things that I was thinking about when I started thinking, well, what are some differences? Okay, and the first one is, this is actually really important, and I've been telling my son this since he was 10 years old or even earlier. So luckily, he's got this. He's got this ingrained, but it doesn't matter what other people say or think about you. And my son is not the tallest person, and he was bullied in school. And so I've been teaching him this from a very young age because of the mean things that kids can say. And I thought, I was victim to that. Like in my 20s and my 30s, I cared so much what other people said or thought about me or what I was wearing or how I looked. And I realized finally in my 40s, it really only matters what I think and what I know about myself. And one of the things that I told him was, anybody can say anything about anybody. That doesn't make it true. And nowadays they call that fake news.
Yes. You're so in vogue, Jackie.
My second one is, and we talk about this all the time, but women in their 40s realize that injected frozen face is so 2000. And people, including even women under 40, are looking for more natural ways to look younger and look more natural. And of course, we love to talk about facial magic, facial exercises, because they work. And so that is my second thing that women over 40 know that a lot of younger women don't know, that you can look really young and beautiful and natural using facial exercise and not freezing yourself.
May I interject something in there?
Yes.
Just recently, and I'm not going to name names, we have seen somebody who has used injections for quite some time in her face. And that distorts the face. Without any doubt, if you start injecting, you are going to have a distorted face, because after about 3 go-arounds of injections everywhere, your face begins to look a little freakish. And boy, oh boy, you can avoid that if you just stop and think about, let's exercise instead of inject.
And you know what? Remember, I just said I was going to start exercising a little bit less, but not my face. I'll be exercising that more, because just like you would exercise your body, your face and your neck need exercise. And yes, I have been a little bit of a slacker with facial magic, but I'm getting back on track. I'm taking some of that exercise that I've been doing at the gym, doing a little less of that, and getting back on track with my facial magic exercises. Okay. And number 3, this is not in my life, but for other women over 40, it's okay to date younger. Okay, I'm married, so I don't date, and my husband and I are about the same age. But you know what? I have had experience in my life of dating younger, and people think that a man or a woman who's much younger maybe isn't as intelligent or isn't as sophisticated. They're not mature. But you know what? There's a lot of young people out there who are sophisticated. They are responsible and mature, and they're a lot of fun. So for me, like, I think that women over 40 know that it's okay to date younger.
Those are great tips, my dear. Very great.
Thank
Because
you.
women over at the age of 40, they begin to go into sort of a panic mode because they see things happening in their lives. They see things happening in their faces, in their bodies. And you just gave them the best information ever, Jackie, that they can just love themselves and stay away from the injections, do something that's proactive and yet natural. That's probably the best key for my product, our product, Facial Magic, is that it's natural.
Right. And you just do it with your own two hands. There's like nothing to it. It's so easy too,
Yes.
so effective and easy.
Yes.
While we're talking about it, I just want to
Yes.
mention that the people who are watching and listening, that when you go on Cynthia's Facial Magic website, so you just go to cynthiarowland.com and look for Facial Magic, that there's a free eye lift. So you can go right on and try that eye lift, which I need to do because I feel like my eyes are a little droopy. I haven't done my exercises in about a week, but and people might be looking at me going, your eyes aren't droopy, but I know what I normally look like,
Right.
So yes, every time I want to pick me up and I want to look better, I have a special occasion or just anytime, I just do it.
Yes. I have to tell you, Jackie, that I get letters or emails from women saying that they are so glad that you admit to slacking off a little bit here and there.
I slack off a lot lately.
But I mean, that gives women a lot of hope, and they feel okay that they've slacked off, or they want to get started again. They don't really know how to redo it. But seriously, that gives women, because your face looks toned and tight, and nobody would ever know that you slack off a week or two here.
Okay, I did not have this prepared, but I'm going to put this up to the camera.
Okay.
A picture that I took just with my iPhone today. Just here, you'll see the same outfit. And I uploaded it to howold.net because I was a little worried that I haven't been doing my facial exercises. And howold.net thinks I'm almost 20 years younger than my actual age. Can you see?
Not so much.
There we go. No.
Yes, better. Yes.
It says that I look 39. Yay. And that's just slacking off. So you can just see how effective Facial Magic is, that you can look 19 years younger while slacking off.
That's amazing. I love it. When I do the exercises, I'm always saying, oh, I'm so glad I know this exercise. I'm upper eyes, upper cheeks, neck exercises. I'm so glad I know them because I just had a birthday.
That's right. Happy belated birthday. Cynthia Rowland never gives her age, but how old is your son?
I have two sons. Dino is 52 and Brandon is 45.
Who would ever believe that? I know you have two sons, but I always say Dino because he's the oldest, and no one would ever believe that you have a 52-year-old when you look younger than your son.
I know. And I still look younger than he does. I mean, we laugh about it,
Well, besides that, you not only do you look younger than he looks, but you also look younger than his age. So
I know. That's for sure.
It's amazing.
Sure. Yeah.
So now you had told me that you had 5 tips for how not to get fat for the new year, and I'm dying to hear those.
I might have to put on my glasses to read them, but I think I can see them way over here. But okay,
put
tip
your
number 1.
On, because we don't care what other people think.
That's true, we don't. Okay. Tip number 1. Love yourself, because no matter what, it's all about you. And you have to put yourself first. Saying no to others means saying yes to yourself. So that's where we start, that you just love yourself to pieces. Like this, kiss. Okay, every day, love yourself. Okay, number 2, do not do
That was
not
the best.
okay, do not rely on your scale if you're weighing over after 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay, if you want to weigh and get an accurate weight of where you really are, you've got to get out of bed, void, first thing. That means go to the bathroom in the morning, and then you weigh. Nothing to eat or drink before you weigh. Now that makes perfect sense to me, doesn't it to you, Jackie?
Well, it does, but I haven't weighed myself in about 18 years. And when I go to, I never go to the doctor, but
Yeah, I know.
10 years ago when I last went to the doctor
Yeah.
and they tried to get me to go on the scale, I said, do I look like I need to, that you need to know how much I weigh? And they're like, no, and I go, I'm not getting on the scale. For me. I'm not telling other people to do that, but that's what works for me.
I know that. I never get on a scale either because I have my barometer genes.
Right.
And if I can lay on the bed and zip them up, stand up, I already know I'm okay. Okay? Number 3, I'll try to be more serious. You have to develop your own eating strategy. We have been bombarded for years and years about diets, low carb, low calorie, etc. Every diet works differently for just about everyone. And so you know that you've got to stay away from carbs. I mean, I know they stick to my hips and tummy like glue. If I have like an apple fritter, I can see it for 4 days on my body. So you already know that sugar creates havoc in your body. You already know that high carb foods is going to cause you to gain weight. So just forget about doing a diet plan so much as develop the attitude that when you want to splurge, you tell yourself to wait.
Right.
And that works whether it's alcohol, drugs, food, whatever. Because if you wait, tell yourself to wait, that craving or that desire for an apple fritter or a donut or a candy bar will go away.
I have a tip that I use too.
Okay, go ahead.
The thing is, you can't do this that often, but what I do is I brush my teeth. You don't want to end up brushing your teeth 25 times a day because that wouldn't be good for your enamel. But if I'm craving something so strongly, which I don't really crave things because I've gotten it under control for so long, and I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to sound holier than thou. I crave stuff like chicken. I crave broccoli. But anyway, yeah, but when I do crave something, if I'm craving chocolate or whatever, well, you can eat chocolate because it's good for you, dark chocolate. But anyway, if I brush my teeth, especially if I floss and brush, then I don't want to mess that up by eating. Plus, you have that minty flavor in your mouth, so you're not like prone to wanting to eat after that.
Right. So I found Marie Osmond talking about how she stays so slim. And she says that if you eat 220 calorie lunch, that in 1 month time, you will have dropped 10 pounds. Okay. I'm on this little eating plan myself. I'm checking it out. Okay. So if you ladies or gentlemen who are watching, go to my website, CynthiaRowland.com. Under the blog, you will see the newsletter, and that has all of these different types of foods written out. Did you know a cup of lettuce is only 5 calories, Jackie?
Well, I didn't know the exact number, but I knew it was pretty negligible.
I know. So you can stuff yourself with lettuce all day long, a chicken breast, an apple, and still maintain that 220 calorie lunch. So it's really easy if you just think about it. And that's the last one. You have to change your mind about how you look.
Okay, I have one more to add, which has really changed my whole life, basically.
Yeah.
Before I met my now husband, in the evenings, I'd sit on the couch and watch TV, and I would eat stuff, even if it was healthy stuff. Well, we got into this routine where we don't eat past like 6 o'clock. Nothing. We'll eat dinner at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, like the early birds, and then we don't eat again. Or if we have a snack, it's before 7, actually before 6. And so I go to bed on a practically empty stomach every night, and I never gain an ounce. It's amazing. It's like I used to have to kind of watch it. Well, okay, we know I play a lot of racquetball and bowling,
Right.
but honestly, I even with racquetball and bowling, I used to have to watch a little more. But now with stopping, not put anything in your mouth past 7 p.m., that really has been effective.
That sounds great. Well, that's one of the tips that I had written about as well, is that you need to emulate your skinny friends because they do things differently than you do. Just like not eating after 6 p.m. That's something that a skinny person would do, somebody who doesn't need to lose any more weight. And, you know, and skinny people drink skinny, like alcohols, all right? Like vodka or
nothing.
I was going to say, whereas the fat people, they like to drink wine.
You're not fat.
I know.
And I'm not skinny. So, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want to be too skinny at our age because then you look sunken in and, you know, it's actually more in to be curvy now. So
I just had that conversation with somebody because, well, anyway, so I'm a curvy person. You're a curvy person, right?
We're curvy.
And we're not exactly plump and juicy, but we do look great for our ages because we're not too skinny.
Right. You don't want to be too skinny. Well, you know, like for an example, my mother in her 80s, she got really, really ill, but she had a little extra padding on her and it kind of helped her out at the time.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you just don't want to be too thin. But, you know, there's an old saying, you can't be too thin or too rich or...
I've heard that old saying before. Yeah, but now curvy is in, so that old saying's out the window.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway. Well, what a wonderful time we've had together. Jackie, is there anything that you want to say before we begin to wrap up the show that...
Well, you know what? I used to like to end on this note, and we haven't said it in a long time, and since it's a new year... I would like to mention it again, and that is that studies show that helping others gives you more pleasure than helping yourself. So if you don't know where to volunteer, you know, if you want to volunteer in your neighborhood, you can go to volunteermatch.org, and they help match you with places that need help.
That is such a wonderful recommendation because it's better to give than to receive. I still believe.
That's another good old adage, right?
Yes, I have a book of Ben Franklin sayings and all sorts of adages like that.
I love that, Ben Franklin adage. He was such a genius.
He was way before his time.
Right.
So any of you ladies or gentlemen out there want to know more about how to maintain your youthfulness, Jackie has a wonderful website called
JackieSilverStyle.com.
JackieSilverStyle.com. Great information there. She also writes for one of the biggest beauty blogs in the world.
Which one would that be?
Well, I was just trying to think of the one with Deb Chase because they just got that big.
Well, we're a conglomerate of beauty blogs, and it's called Fashion Flash, and you can see that on my website.
That's right.
Yeah.
What a nice distinction that is to be honored and recognized for all of your great work that you do for women throughout the world. It's not just the United States, it's worldwide.
You know, and I used to write for one of the biggest beauty blogs, but they are now defunct, so they aren't the biggest anymore.
Oh,
but you know, websites come and go. It's all good.
So do companies.
Yeah, I think the best tip is also to be beautiful on the inside as well as the outside.
Yes. And my tip, curl your eyelashes and smile more.
Right.
Well, my dear friend Jackie Silver, I just adore you. Yes, that's how we feel. Come to our sites if we can help you in any way to look younger, better, fresher, radiant, more youthful. we'll do that for you. We'll help you. Anyway, until next time, bye, Jackie.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Here's signing out. Bye-bye.